Well, Chesney Hawkes is playing an acoustic set at the Railway Inn tonight from 8 p.m, and I'm joined by him now. So, Chesney, where have you been all this time?
Would you like a day-by-day account from 1991? We could be here all
in
night.
In general, where have you been? What have you been doing with yourself?
Well, these days I'm a songwriter. It's kind of my trade these days, writing and producing for different acts, but, you know, still touring around, making music, having children.
You're often labelled as the one-hit wonder of the 90s. What sort of shift has your music taken since then?
Yeah, I mean, it's still pretty much a similar kind of. I mean, I'm very kind of pop sensibilities is what I'm about. You know, guitar-based pop. You know, left to my own devices. But then again, I work with all sorts of different types of artists, like you know, from country to punk to pop, and. You know, my own stuff tends to be either piano-based, pop, or guitar-based. So you have to come down tonight to check it out.
Nice plug there.
Thanks. Do you like that?
When
what I did there?
I do. When you made it big with the one and only in 1991, how did that feel?
Oh, it was amazing. It was kind of a dream.
Must have been a lot of parties, being in your 20s.
Yes, it was. No, not that I can remember any of them, of course. No, it was like being in the eye of a storm, really. It was kind of a complete madness. You know, different country every day, and kind of every boy's dream, really.
I was reading on your blog that your father was in a band. He's been in a band since the 60s, hasn't he?
I have a blog.
Yeah, well, your webpage. That must have been an interesting childhood.
Yeah, and my dad was the lead singer of a band called the Tremolos, and they had like 15 top 10 hits in the 60s, so they were kind of big stars.
There was a big party scene when you were growing up in your
house.
Yeah,
it's just parties my whole life, isn't it, really? Yeah, I mean, my household was kind of guitars propped up in every corner, and you know, and all my dad's mates were all 60s stars, and so yeah, very much so. It was they're old hippies, really. So.
Brilliant.
Yes, they were not the adults in the situation.
Have you got anything big lined up for the next year or so?
Well, I'm just finishing off this tour. I'm scoring a film, and what else am I doing? Writing a book.
What film's that? Who will you be starring?
Oh, I can't tell you much about it, actually,
okay.
so sorry.
Top secret.
But yeah, I'll come back next year and tell you all about it.
Okay.
But no, so I'm doing that, and I'm also writing an autobiography, which is something
what
fun.
will that be titled?
What do you think? The publishers want to call it.
I think we know.
Yes, exactly.
So tell us a bit about your show tonight. Will it be a mixture of old and new, or do you want to concentrate on new material?
No, I kind of throw some old ones from kind of I did a film with Roger Daltrey back in the early 90s called Buddy's Song. So I've been kind of digging out those old songs and dusting them off, trying to remember the chords. Including the one and only, of course,
Good.
Which I'd be lynched if I didn't do. But as I said earlier, I'm a songwriter these days, so I kind of it's my chance to kind of play songs that I wrote as soon as like last week, if you know what I mean. And I have a latest album, so I do a few songs from that as well. And
sounds good.
It's kind of a musical journey, really. Yeah.
Sounds good.
It's very intimate.
Thank
you going to come down and check me out?
We are. We're all going to go. Thank you very much, Chesney.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me.
That's okay. Head on down to the Railway Inn to catch Chesney from 8 p.m. tonight. For your fill of entertainment news around Winchester, visit www.winnall.co.uk. That's all for now. Bye-bye.